Alright, anyway, I just seen a nice and beautiful Officeworks message saying that my business cards are ready to go. So what I want to do is I really quickly want to go grab my biological dad's car and just go cover Mac or something with his car. And I just want to make sure either way that I can just go and quickly ask him quickly, and I understand straight away that what I want to do first is if I do that, probably it's much more. I never want him to wait over here, but guess what? Actually, if I ask him over here, actually it's much greater to just be able to do greater. So let me have a look. Ja moram da ti uzmem auto samo da idem do Officeworks da printujem business cards. Ja mogu da idem? Ja vidim ovi Izraelci tamo se biju. Biju se, pičku brate. Evo ovo. I see these people, in terms of the Israel people, are just fighting around. So you have to understand anyway that I love everything. I understand Israel is God's people. I understand that Jesus Christ is born in Israel, and you have to understand anyway that you realize everything is like that, but that's God's city, man. I mean, understand, but Gaza never fucking cares about God's city, man. I understand Jesus Christ understands that Gaza never cares about God's city over here. I mean, Gaza's trying to bomb Jerusalem over here. I understand, so let it be. You must understand, so if you understand that never even following the Ten Commandments of God over here, and you must understand that those people shall never inherit the kingdom of God, because guess what? They're unaware of it. They're unaware of what they're doing, number one. You must understand, although every single day understand that anything that's inheriting the kingdom of God is anything that's following Jesus Christ fully. And you have to follow Jesus Christ, because understand that no matter what, if you're doing something to help yourself succeed, make sure that you're never causing trouble. In a sense, so just look at Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ never goes firing rockets at people and killing families. So what you need to do is always have a better life for yourself in a way that you're learning and growing for yourself. And make sure I understand I feel that I'm projecting myself forward. I'm understanding that in other words, I see other people who understand me in some level and they're actually letting me be, but the thing is every single day is I'm focusing on understanding that soon, because sooner or later I have to go to the town hall over there and have to go to a new service provider over there. Now that's something different, but guess what? It's much more how I feel. So what I need to do is just go and do that, but on the way I do a busking performance somewhere. And that way I'm never losing time in the process of what I'm doing. And that way I'm understanding what I need to do. So I'm understanding anyway, so since I'm actually doing that for myself, I'm making sure that I go and develop that way for myself to go and succeed. And I'm just learning. I'm learning about something different every single day. So I want to be able to go and guide myself in a way that I'm learning how to actually learn myself freedom every single day to go and choose what to do daily now in a way that I'm helping myself grow completely in time and space and through mindset, and making sure that my music and everything is coming up, and I'm making sure I have more than enough of what I need. But other people just never realize what exactly I'm doing around music. They see 4 hours of music and they say, they never see how I'm playing that live. I'm actually going live and playing that. So what I do is I understand straight away that since I understand how to really dwell upon my life, I'm making sure I can go and dwell upon something that's actually helping me move forward. So as I move forward, I'm making sure that I'm completely happy with my nice and beautiful music, and then I move on once I'm completely happy. So I'm making sure that no matter what, that as I grow and give you all the wisdom and courage I can to succeed, I'm making sure I can go and dwell upon a better way for myself. But I understand these people who have already seen my business card, I realize I've already given 2,000 business cards. I realize that they all have done the receiving of my business card. I'm making sure I understand that. So what we need to do is understand that they're following me behind the scenes and they're looking to see exactly what I'm doing. So as I actually grow, I'm making sure they understand the more business cards I give out, the better for me. I'm making sure anyway that since I actually grow myself in regards to what I need to do, I'm making sure I go to new places now to actually give my business cards, because I never want to be giving the same business card to the same person ever. So I'm making sure anyway I give them one business card that's new, and I move on to a new area somewhere, and make sure to keep traveling like this, because that way when you're doing busking performances and also giving business cards and you're traveling around the world, then you want to go to new places and you want to market to new people. So I'm understanding how I market to new people now regardless of what's happening. And I'm actually using that to my advantage because I understand before, I was always going to the same people online and I was marketing to my same people over there. But the thing is now, since I'm actually doing extra marketing work, then guess what? Whereas if you're doing more marketing for yourself and extra marketing, then you're always going to new people as well to market. And that way you understand straight away market to everybody. And that way you understand the best kind of marketing and promotion is market to everybody that you can. Always. And that way you understand stick with guidelines here. Make sure that you're learning very quickly upon how to do that. And then just understand how to grow yourself is what I mean. So if you're growing yourself, understand that when people come and see my actual Instagram, I promise they just see my photos, I promise they see my links, I promise they see my YouTube channel, I promise they see everything about me. And that's all I can afford to give them. By making sure anyway they have more information in regards to helping people, and that way I'm learning how to actually prosper it regardless. So the more I actually market myself regardless of what's going on, I can feel that no matter what, that my Instagram and YouTube channel does lift me up, and so does my SoundCloud. I'm making sure anyway that since I understand my mix over here in terms of my energy mix, I want to be able to go and dwell upon something that's an energy mix that's helping me grow. So as I actually grow myself differently, I want to make sure I have more enough to actually go and pick out certain, I can actually go and pick out certain aspects of my music track here to go and actually make an energy track. So it's something I can do, but what I do is just that. You know, I actually want to compose this actual, let's say, energy mix in a way that I use the nice and beautiful, let's say, track over here in terms of my nice and beautiful intro. And in the intro I have this nice and beautiful melody, and I want to use that melody to focus upon that kind of progression, and as I do that progression, I can let that be my music track. And now, is that how it is? The point is yes, because everything else is nice and beautiful. I'm making sure I can use the actual intro over here, where I can put half of it to be, let's say, a nice and beautiful progression into the nice and beautiful melody that I need to make sure that I can go and grow myself and show some trumpets in the middle of it. And just go and really dwell upon that quick promotion for myself quickly. And then I understand anyway, that's my energy mix. So my energy mix is progressing quickly here, and it's going into new tracks and new parts of what it has to be, and that's a beautiful composition for myself to succeed. So anyway, that as I look at my nice and beautiful, let's say, chill mix over here with Isaiah Show Never Kill, or else what I can do over here is I use a small kick, and I just go and dwell upon that kind of kick with a nice and beautiful impulsion to make sure that it's a chill mix of some kind, to make sure that I can go and do an encore as well in my chill mix, and I make sure that is what I do. And then my first part has an encore with Isaiah Show Never Kill, and then what I do from that point is I do a little actual, let's say, finish of a breakdown for half of the track, and that's a 3-minute mix right here. And then I make sure anyway that from that point I go and connect it together and make a 6-minute track here. And then from that point I make sure that no matter what, that's done. And then what I do with the nice and beautiful Sonify track is I look for a nice and beautiful way of method over here where I'm studying what to do upon the nice and beautiful track here with my Sonify track, which is just that nice and beautiful vibe where it's coming in your face for about 3 minutes, and I just let that be. And then I make sure that anyway, that since I'm doing that, I make sure that is a track right here, and making sure anyway that I can go and add that kind of scenario going, and then I focus upon understanding that since that's the case, I realize it's a beautiful composition. And then with my Dynatopia track with my chill mix over here, I'm understanding anyway, I can see this nice and beautiful way of life where I start off my Dynatopia track with my nice and beautiful jazz mix, start with jazz mix, and then I make that play for 3 minutes into my nice and beautiful energy mix. And that's how I actually do the track. So I can see exactly how to do these tracks, and is it worth it? Actually, yes, it's worth it. And then I understand anyway that for my nice and beautiful extension mix over here, I'm understanding with my Isaiah Show Never Kill over here, I'm understanding to extend the track in a way that I'm learning very quickly that with this kind of extension, I understand there's a possibility for me to finish my extension tracks on a chill mix. So making sure that as I chill mix and as I do something, I finish off my Isaiah Show Never Kill track with a nice and beautiful melody. and it just goes a melody all the way through for 3 minutes. Now, is that the way I want to make my track? Apparently, yes. I just want to make it like that, and then that's done for us. That's actually done for my Dark Another Field track. And then for my nice and beautiful, let's say, piece of recognition over here with Zonify. First it's small with Zonify, I make sure that no matter what, I can go and finish it with chill mix. So as I do my 12-minute tracks over here, making sure that you guys understand quickly that what I want to do with my Zonify track is make sure I can finish with a nice and beautiful calm down session of something that's really slow in the mix over here. So making sure anyway, what I want to do with Zonify is I make sure that I can look at the nice beautiful track over here and I can finish it on a high or low. And now, is that the kind of way that I want to do like? First, I can actually understand straight away that what's important for myself here is to pick out another part on the light. Or if I can pick out another part from my Zonify over here. I'm looking to see what part to actually promote over here, and I'm making sure anyway that I can promote something that's energy toward the end over here, and I can extend the music track for another 3 minutes and finish it like that. And that way it can be just that kind of mix. Where I'm understanding anyway, since I actually do that, I can extend the actual 3 minutes of something over here of my Zonify track, and that can be that nice and beautiful track, and that's beautiful anyway. So what I do with my Dynatopia is I make sure that no matter what, that as I go and strike up a nice and beautiful mix over here, that I go and make something worth it in terms of 9-minute tracks is more enough. So I make sure that I go and see a Dynatopia over here, and I'm making sure with my Dynatopia that I see the mix of whatever I need, and making sure I add the equation of 3 minutes with another drop that's coming in the final version of my music track. And that way I'm understanding that I can put the nice and beautiful actual recording of my music mix over here. And now, do I do that? Of course I can, but it's much more how I feel that this track means something more than that. I feel that no matter what, that I go and add a progressional kind of nice and beautiful mix over here, where I'm understanding that no matter what, that it's much more how I feel like that. And make sure I add that kind of 3 minutes of that range somewhere, and make sure anyway I can add some nice and beautiful melodies and tones to it with 1 progressions, and that way it goes into a 1 progressional track over here, and making sure I just do that for myself and I understand straight away how to actually do that. So I can see the structures and I'm already planning it forward so I can actually see what to do, and as I plan my music tracks forward, I'm winning because I have something more to do anyway. So what I do now is I have to go and promote my business cards quickly, and I have to go to Cabramatta. I go to Cabramatta, I go to the nice and beautiful car parks around the nice and beautiful city over here, making sure I can go Orange Grove and promote my nice and beautiful music there in terms of my business cards. And that way I'm learning quickly about what I need to do. So anyway, right after I go and grow myself thoroughly, I'm focusing on making sure I can go listen to my beautiful mix along the way, and I can dwell upon that. And I can make sure that's nice and beautiful. And then just a little bit of all of nice and beautiful business cards for now. So I can use up all that nice and beautiful money I have, like Grant Cardone suggests, to make sure it's going into my business cards. And that way I'm learning quickly upon how much I can print. So all my money that I have that's left over goes into my business card promotions, and I just use it all up. And that way I'm understanding that more people can see me today than ever before. Or else they can see me because I'm willing to do greater for myself. But anyway, if you want to go and dwell upon a better way for yourself, then you're always making sure that you're lifting the people and making sure that you're lifting the crowd in the process of what you're doing, and making sure that you have more than enough skills to be able to dwell upon a better life for yourself. But if you're making your hair frizzy, then you can always go and dwell upon making frizzy hair work for you. And how do I make my nice and beautiful hair frizzy? I make sure I just go and put the towel over my hair, and I just go and dry all of the hair. And I just go backwards and forwards with my towel across my hair, and that way it becomes frizzy. And that way I'm understanding that no matter what, as I do that, I succeed in different ways, and I'm making sure that no matter what, I learn very quickly that it's more in the words. So if you're bringing the words of life and you're ahead of the game, I'm making sure that yes, I'm ahead of the game. I have everything I need to do to succeed. I want to call the nice and beautiful APM number of Khan Seal to just see the process of hiring somebody on the 28th of May. And I understand that no matter what, that since I do that, I just want to get some information about what I need to do in terms of like to do that. So then I understand for any time I need to, let's say, hire people, I can always hire people. And I'm making sure anyway that I'm always dwelling a better way anyway. So what I do is I focus on making sure I have more enough success daily to succeed. And that way I'm focusing on a better life. So what I do now is I make sure I'm always dwelling a better life for myself and making sure I have my EFTPOS machine coming up. I'll make sure to give them the money for that EFTPOS machine so that I can go and receive money on the day. But no matter what I do is I make sure I deserve the money. And now since I deserve the money, I realize that my business account transactions is getting ahead of me and making sure that no matter what, I'm learning how to get ahead of that. So making sure that no matter what, as I actually look at the bank account and financial statements here, making sure I can see the numbers. So what I'm doing with my numbers now is I'm learning to just use it for food and drink and also for business card promotions, and that's it. And that way I'm understanding that eventually I have to get someone, I have to hire somebody to do my camera work as well, and understand that no matter what, I can have support over here of people. So what I do with my camera hire is I can go and do myself. I can do the camera hire myself, and I understand I can save some money this way. And what I do is I place it on a table somewhere, and I make sure that no matter what, that I just go and do that for myself, because I realize something now, that if I have somebody else do it for me, that I'm actually doing much greater of a job. But I understand on the day that I can give somebody free entry to do it for me. And now since I understand that, actually it's much more easier for me to do that on the day, and I make sure that no matter what, I can also get somebody on the day to go and do my EFTPOS machine. And now if I do that, I can give them free entry to do it for me. But the thing is, no, I never want to do that for them. I make sure that they can come and sit down and relax, because they came to watch me and never do my EFTPOS machine. But if they want to do my nice and beautiful content in terms of be able to go and do my videos, then that's something that I can do, because they're more than willing to do that for me. And they're more than willing to just shine the camera at people to be able to do greater for myself. So as I do greater, I'm just learning. I'm learning something different. But I'm promoting my event. I'm promoting new people to come to my birthday party. That way I'm understanding I love life. I love life because I'm learning how to talk. I'm learning how to do greater. And as I do greater, I can compare myself in terms of how I'm doing with other people. And I can see straight away how I understand how other people are doing far worse than me in terms of Jesus Christ. I can see that straight away. So I have nothing to worry about here. By making sure I'm doing greater. I'm doing greater in terms of how I'm doing. So I can straight away see how other people are trying to kill people today. And I can see how I'm differentiating in terms of differentiating myself. I see I'm differentiating in terms of differentiating myself to do a greater difference in the world than them. And I'm just making sure, but I'm just one individual in the planet. I mean, there's many individuals in the planet. I mean, they're saying, but the thing is, I produce more content than them. I do more audio content. I do much more of a greater job than they do. So what I do is, if I was over there, Israel and Gaza right now, I'd be making a lot of videos upon what's going on in the area and making sure that I do my life coaching also, and just get out of the area as soon as possible. I mean, why do you even want to find yourself in Jerusalem right now? So over there's all bombs falling everywhere. So making sure anyway that since I'm actually doing that, much better work right now, I'm making sure that you never find yourself in a violent place ever on the line. I mean, make sure that you're hightailing it somewhere else. I mean, go somewhere else in Israel. So it's just Jerusalem city over there. I mean, you understand? I mean, that's the only place that they're bombing. So just move away from that place right now. We never even go there, please, because that way you're safer. And never bring your family there for a holiday when there's a war going on. When they're saying, I mean, for fuck's sake. I mean, go somewhere better. I mean, go somewhere else in Israel. And just understand that no matter what, that it's just a city versus city in terms of a war of cities. In a sense, so what you need to realize that as you go and really understand something about life, that I never have a war in my life. But since I'm actually doing greater and greater, I'm making sure I can go and do something more and more for myself. So make sure you understand that no matter what, during the coronavirus pandemic is Israel, in terms of Israel and Jerusalem. From Jerusalem is Israel. So Israel is a Jerusalem city, and Jerusalem is a Israel city. So that's the main city of Israel. And Gaza is from Palestine, and they are bombing Jerusalem. So you must understand that no matter what, you guys can always check out the Wikipedia. You can go and see what's happening in that area. And they're fighting over land. I mean, they're fighting over a small family who is getting eviction from the president to leave the area so that Israel can have the land. And that's it. And that's why Palestine's trying to bomb Israel. I mean, in a sense, so what you do is just go and grow up, please. And make sure you're never fighting for land. And just make sure that there is no excuses here upon life. So make sure you're doing just a greater job for yourself. So I understand that no matter what, that it's more how I feel, that if they're doing that and they're speaking more words than me and they're doing more than me like this, and I understand that no matter what, I have to raise my potential to do greater and greater. So actually that's the thing, yeah. So I feel that then Jesus Christ understands that if somebody's doing more than Jesus Christ here and also getting a better life, then it's more how Jesus Christ then has to step up. For sure that Jesus Christ understands that he says that he has his word I anyway, and that way you just stick to the word I, and you just make sure that you're doing something more in terms of words is what you want. So nobody can do much more than Jesus Christ other than I, in terms of the word I. And now the word I is something only, if you have your word I, then you must understand straight away to go and speak greater about Jesus Christ always. Because that way you're learning very quickly upon understanding that you need to go and grow yourself differently. So I'm understanding that no matter what, that people can see the differences between me and them, and I understand that no matter what, that they are somebody who understand that. So I'm actually understanding anyway that since I grow myself in different ways, I'm making sure that I always have more than enough freedom and success daily to go and orchestrate myself to have greatness, because I'm never a killer. I'm making sure that no matter what, I'm never anybody else except I only. And that way I'm growing, because I have all the success in the world to be able to go and prosper and succeed daily for myself, to grow and to go and promote myself wherever I want, and daily promote myself, because I have people watching me, and because I have people watching me, I'm making sure I'm pouring all the money I can into advertisements now, so I can go and dwell upon something that helps me to succeed, which is focusing on helping myself to just go and make the best products. So since I already gave $700, I mean, why not give another $2,000 to have a successful event? And I make sure that no matter what, that I'm learning. I love it. Brush now, $700 I already gave toward my seminar over here, and now since I understand $700 is 40 hours of work. You understand? I mean, that's 40 hours of work for other people, but I'm making sure I'm doing better than that. I'm making sure that no matter what, that for myself, I understand that people are working for that money every single week, and they're working the whole week for that money. So they give 40 hours of their life to make $700. I understand, but for myself, I never have to work for that 40 hours. I never have to work the whole week to make that money, because I did receive it from the government, and I just go and pour it back into myself to make this first event at least. And once I make the first event, I make sure it's the knowledge. I get the knowledge over here for free. I get the knowledge for free here because the government gave me the money, and then I just go and make the event. I love it. But if let's say, if anybody has to work a 9-to-5 job, then do the same processes I'm doing. I promise you, I never work a 9-to-5 job in my life again, because I understand I never need to. But if the case is that I may have to work a 9-to-5 job, then I make sure I work the 9-to-5 job in a way that I get all the money from the 9-to-5 job, and I go and do the same thing that I'm doing now. I'm making sure that I never work a 9-to-5 job, because I do greater than that. I do something more. I'm doing more for myself. But watch out for any corners, please. Make sure that you're never trying to poke your eye out. I mean, make sure you're doing a better job for yourself, is what I'm saying. So if you're doing a better job for yourself, then you're focusing on yourself and what you can do daily to make sure that you have more than enough success every single day. Focus on helping yourself to succeed. So understand that no matter what, that as I go and progress forward, I'm making sure I have more than enough success daily to increase my wisdom upon life every single day, to focus upon something that helps me grow. So what helps me grow is something better every single day. So no matter what I do, I'm making sure that no matter what, that as I'm giving content, I'm making music, but my music is something different, and people are going to be able to, and people are able to listen to my music all their lives. I mean, because I'm somebody who produces trance music, and that way I'm understanding that no matter what, I have greatness, because all my life I get to be great now, and I get to go and promote myself daily in different ways. But if I turn my back on my healer while sitting in a camping chair, I can feel some heat coming from the back of the chair over here, and it keeps my back warm, which is nice and beautiful. I'm focusing on making sure I have more enough now to succeed with, and now I just want to be able to go and groom myself very quickly. So what I do is I get some nice and beautiful toothbrush over here, get the toothbrush, understand, to check my beautiful, let's say, compulsion of success over here, to make sure I can go and charge my technology over here as well. I make sure that no matter what, I have more than enough to succeed with daily. I'm making sure that I'm just doing more than enough over here to do more for myself than other people doing for themselves. Because the difference between me and them is I do more work than they do. And make sure that no matter what, I go and upload my content now online. So making sure that as I upload my content online, I want to upload the MP3 first. I want to make sure that the MP3 is going up online first. I want to be able to re-listen to my music track here first of all. And then as I listen to the music track here, I just want to create a new upload of a new folder here. And I just say ending. I make sure I can go and dwell upon helping myself to just give this content over here. So let's have a look over here. Make sure I go and just study upon what I need to do here, but make sure that no matter what, that I learn to just do better in terms of my job over here, which is helping myself grow. And as I help myself grow, I'm looking for new ways to improve. I promise you, every single day I search for something that's helping me grow in different ways. I'm learning something that's the art of persuading myself to do greater. But that's all I do, guys. I make sure that no matter what, you understand straight away how I feel about certain aspects of life. So I just say 1 over here, and I just place it over here to see what's going on over here. But making sure anyway that as I succeed and move forward, I go and deliver something that's actually helping me move forward. So what I do in different aspects of life over here is I have more than enough success over here to see exactly what's going on. So I'm understanding that no matter what, that I feel I need to do better. So as I do better, I'm succeeding, and I'm learning very quickly upon persuading myself to do something over here to love my life. So there's something different going on around here. So making sure I can just go and upload this content right here in a way that it's helping me grow. So this one here is today. I'm making sure that I have so many files I have to organize. But because these files I have to organize, I'm making sure that I organize something that's actually helping me grow. And I go and pause other content to upload other content online. And that way I'm doing much better. And that way I'm just learning very quickly upon what I need to do. I'm making sure anyway, I have to organize myself better. And as I organize myself better, I'm looking for ways to improve myself always. So the best thing I can do now is give you more words. I promise you, as I understand, it's always the best thing for myself to be ahead of the game. I have to be ahead of the game to look at what I need to do very quickly. But I'm doing the best I can. I'm always doing the best I can. I understand. I realize that no matter what, I'm learning. I'm growing very quickly in terms of what I need to do. I'm showing you information. I understand the bank's information over here I have to give you as well. I have to make sure I'm giving you more information so I can learn much more for myself as well. And as I learn much more, I'm doing something nice and beautiful for myself, but other people can actually see now that I have music more of my own. And they're saying, what the fuck? I mean, what the fuck? And that's how they are, yeah? I mean, how the fuck? How the fuck does do that, man? I mean, since what I do is I just go and grow myself regardless of those people, because every single day I'm looking to help myself to succeed differently. So I'm focusing on making sure I have more than enough words every single day to succeed daily, and that way I'm learning very quickly that they just never deserve me. I mean, so what I do is I focus on helping myself to deliver. So making sure always that you turn on the actual wall socket first in terms of the PowerPoint, and then you turn on the hairdryer. Or turn on the actual socket first where you plug in your nice beautiful technology, and then make sure then you turn on the technology. So I just went and I did place a cable into the wall sockets, and I turn on the wall socket, and then I turn on the actual hairdryer. In a sense, so what I'm doing is I have to go and just place a hairdryer over the actual, let's say, window over here. So because I had a nice little shower over here, and then the window has all this steam coming on the actual nice little window. So I'm understanding that as I promote myself on car windows, I promote myself on the front, I promote myself on the front window of the car, and I make sure I place my business cards on the front window of every car. And that way I'm doing greater for myself regardless. And I'm making sure I always have more than enough to succeed with. Making sure that Officeworks does send you a message online to make sure that you have more than enough. So what I'm doing now is I'm always doing online advertising with my business in terms of Officeworks. So I'm always going online to go and do greater with Officeworks for myself to make sure I have more than enough. So I understand that no matter what, that when you give your number to Officeworks people, well, sure, what they do is they send you a message in terms of regards that your nice and beautiful content is working, and that it is also something that you have to go and pick up. But they message you through an automatic robot system is what happens. And I understand that since they always message you robotically only, you understand how Officeworks does their messaging of you. So I did call an Officeworks lady, and she said that she's calling me back about my actual printing of my business cards. But guess what? Probably they message me automatically with a robot to tell me that. I love it. Probably now, since you understand everything's done through robots today, much more, and you understand that no matter what, that you're learning that the AI systems is all about technology in terms of life, in terms of the robots, and that's what AI is. I promise you guys, if people get very old about life, while you're actually succeeding more and they're never doing what you're doing because you're succeeding more, then they're like, I say, look, when they look very stupid over time, if you're succeeding more and they're never following you. I mean, they look very stupid, yeah? I mean, if I'm becoming more successful and you're never following me, then you look very stupid then. But you're never stupid because you're following me. But I'm becoming more successful over time, and those people who never follow me are stupid because I'm more successful. I mean, in the sense, so anyway, you must understand that people around you right now never want you more successful than them. I mean, they never want to promote you like they are promoting other people. I mean, they promote Armand, but they never want to promote me because I'm somebody who grew up in Cabramatta, Sydney, Australia. And I'm somebody who did start off life with no fame, and that's why they never promote me. But they promote the famous ones. I mean, they promote famous people, but they never promote me. Yeah, I never need that promotion in my life. So every single day, you must understand that no matter what, I'm already famous anyway, so I never need them in my life. But they're very stupid for doing that. So what I do is I focus on shaving every single day, while also look in the mirror to see how I look, to look sexy, and to look sexier than ever is what I do. And then I make sure that no matter what, I'm getting myself new clothing. I'm making sure anyway that what I want to achieve this time in Sydney is just to do my first event in Sydney. And then I realised from that point, I have other goals as well, where I have to go and do bonding events. And now it's mostly goals around events. I'm making events online, and then starting my nice and beautiful music production event, and getting my DJ deck as well, and then getting a saxophone as well, and getting my trumpets as well, and practicing and bringing everything to my nice and beautiful events over here. And I bring everything in a trolley, and I make sure anyway that since I'm very successful, I'm making sure I can go and learn much more about how the world is. But I'm learning how I become successful, and as I become more successful, whereas it's time to actually just do better, to make sure that I have more enough to never chase other people, but making sure I go and do greater and greater and greater, because I'm getting what I deserve. I'm getting freedom, and that way I understand that no matter what, I can have a family for myself, I can do whatever I want. I realize although that what's important for myself here is to understand that once a family comes in my life, I'm not saying that no matter what, I just continue with my words. I'll continue with my words all day long. I'm always speaking to something. I'm making sure that no matter what, that I'm having conversations with everybody while I'm recording them. And if my biological family or family never wants me to record them, then guess what? Actually now, there's a big stipulation over here, but make sure I record myself. Now, I realize that now, if they never want me to record myself, then I just say, hey, guess what? I just say I divorce right away then. I never divorce I make sure if my wife never wants me to record my voice, then I just make sure she can go right away somewhere else. I understand, because I understand straight away I pick myself over that. I don't need a controlling woman in my life. I understand, so no matter what, that as I go and do greater and greater, I'm making sure I have more than enough success every single day to focus upon my life. So as I succeed more, I do more. And I'm making sure that they all lie to you anyway. These women, they lie to you. And they're very fake towards you, regardless of who they are. They may look very beautiful, they're very fake people. I promise you. They're all fake people, I promise you. And why is that? Because they have no word I. They're faking until they make it. I can see that already. So I'm always focusing on turning on the lights while I'm actually grooming myself, so I can see exactly what I'm doing. And I just bring about my time better to make sure I'm never taking my time, but I'm bringing my time better. I'm doing something to help myself do better. So I can be taking my time in a way that I'm taking my time in a way that I'm increasing my time. I'm making sure I'm adding time to the equation and never taking my time, but increasing my time. And now as I increase my time, I do a greater job anyway to make sure I'm very successful upon what I do. And that way, I'm learning. I'm learning what I have to do every single day. If other people never want to invite you because they're successful, then forget that. Then you deserve greater every single day. But I'm focusing on understanding that what I want to do now is just become more successful daily. And that way, I'm learning very quickly about what I need to do to succeed. And then as I teach you more about life, I'm making sure I have more to teach all the time. And that's why I understand that other people are very jealous of me, because they're trying, man. They're trying to become famous, but they see me becoming famous before they do. And that way I'm understanding that I do greater anyway. So that's why I get away from those people who are never famous, because they're jealous of me, I promise you. The people who are never famous are jealous of people who are famous. I promise you. So you have to understand that. As I really, really do greater anyway, making sure I have more than enough courage and explanation every single day to go and focus upon something that's helping me forward. And now I understand in terms of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's mum was trying to get some TV time today in terms of life, and I understand that she's very funny, but make sure I understand that it's much more how it is, yeah? So make sure that no matter what, if your family's trying to get TV time on you, then just give them for TV time. Because it seems like they're jealous of you. It seems they're very jealous of you to step into your interview, to ruin your interview. So what you realize quickly on is how that is. So what I do is I just go and grow myself to become the best version of myself, to grow myself differently. And I make sure that anyway, that since I actually grow myself the best way possible, I'm making sure I can do the best way possible. So I understand Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's actual reactions towards his mum who steps into his interview. I can see it. So what I do is I just go and grow myself in a different way to make sure I have more than enough success daily to go and help myself to succeed. But if you understand that if somebody disrespects you like that, in a way that they want TV time promotion on your time, it's more how you must understand that they feel deserving to do that. And anyway, you have to understand to just allow it, but it's more how it is, yeah? It's more how you guys need to go and promote yourself regardless. And I'm understanding that no matter what, I see the promotions, but what can I do better now in terms of my promotional tags? I realize now the best thing I can do is just keep going. Keep going daily and do it. And just do it daily. And I'm understanding that no matter what, that since I do it daily, I focus on a better way of helping myself succeed in different ways, but I see how people go their separate ways. And that's the way it is. So what you really understand about life is what you've seen already. And then you're understanding straight away how you can dwell upon helping yourself to succeed differently. That's what it's all about. But on the day of my actual public speaking event, I want to make sure I'm on top of people in terms of communication and that I'm talking more than them. So what I do is I focus upon answering all their questions whenever they want to have a question. And I make sure to just answer their questions quickly. And that way I'm doing greater and greater and greater upon my life. But I'm understanding that no matter what that I feel, how I understand straight away my life over here where I'm focusing on helping myself to just be careful as I cut my hair to make sure I have more than enough success every single day to go and do what I need to do. And that's how you succeed. I mean, you succeed through different ways of believing in yourself to make sure that you're doing more than enough every single day is what you need to be doing. So if you're understanding how everything is, I promise you they all go in separate ways. And you have to understand straight away how you live life. And how you live life is very different toward how other people live lives. But everybody's living life differently. But the rules and regulations of life is still the same. And you get to choose your life and how you choose to live it. But as I promote myself and as I do a greater job every single day, I focus on saying how I understand that they have no money to come and see me. But they're just like that, I'm just saying, and they're never curious about talking to me either. So what I do is a little bit, but it's more how I inspire people, regardless of them. And then there's just big lies about you, which they're lying to you. They like have to see you in real life to be with you. Although yes, they have to be with you in real life. But the thing is, they never talk to strangers online. I mean, they never talk to anybody online. In a sense, so the thing is that you never need them to talk to you. But it's more how you understand straight away that since you do have a lot of success, they can see that, but they're lying to you on some regard about how you are. And they never want to open their mouth to tell you because they have no communicational skills. And it's more how it is. So what you do is you open yourself into a greater way of life over here to make sure that you are going slowly while cutting your beard and while cutting your mustache to make sure that you have a nice and beautiful time with yourself to succeed is what we're all about. But I have a feeling I understand straight away how other people are looking at me and they're so jealous of me. They're very jealous of me. I can see it. And as I really become more and more in life, I need to stay away from more people. And that way I'm just learning very quickly upon what I need to do to succeed quickly is what I do. But as I do something nice and beautiful and important, I make sure everything's coming up in a way that I see freedom in my life through the information of what I'm doing. And I understand I can have an escape plan as well. I can escape New South Wales. I can go somewhere different very quickly. And as I do that, I make sure I always have more than enough. But that's the kind of way it is. Otherwise, I promise you what they're trying to do is they're trying to eventually enslave people altogether. To never give them money. And they're printing money to never give you money. Alright, they're printing money to never give you money so that you work for the money while they print it. Or they're trying to totally make people slaves here. In a sense, so what you do is just a little bit and understand that no matter what, you have to understand that nothing can stop you from success anyway, even if they're doing that. Or you become successful regardless of that. And how is that possible? Because you can speak more words and you can learn and grow. I mean, you can still learn and grow, and they're never trying to, let's say, disable your growth. But understand that what you do from this point is understand that you're successful regardless of what they're trying to do. In a sense, so make sure you understand that it's more how they're giving people something to do here. And as they give people something to do, just go and abide by it, because many people have nothing to do, I promise you. But they have nothing to do in life, so they need something to do anyway. So make sure you understand that they have to be making a difference in life somehow. So the government helps people to give them jobs to make a difference somehow. I mean, go make some kind of difference in the planet. And in a sense, so for myself it's different because I have something to do already, so I never need a 9-to-5 job to do what I want to do, because I already have a job to do. I already have public speaking gigs. I already have my music production to do. I already have all that to do. So what I want to do is enable myself eventually to go and sing rock concerts, and I'm going to do rock concerts. I can go and do whatever I want. I can go learn the guitar and be my own rock star somewhere as well. And so what I want to do is challenge myself as much as possible to succeed daily is what I do. So no matter what, I feel I'm just ahead of the game very quickly, but other people are starting to see that, and I realize they're starting to see, hey, he's creating events and other people are never doing that. But I'm making sure anyway that since that's the case right now, I'm making sure I'm very successful with my first event over here, and making sure it's because I get the information I deserve over here. So the information of all that is what you need. So the first nice and beautiful seminar I have over here is a 100 capacity room. I make sure I abide by the rules. I'm making sure anyway that I'm making money, and I'm making sure that no matter what, I learn very quickly upon what I need to do. But that FBOS machine, I understand it goes through tax, and make sure they understand it goes straight to the bank anyway. And then I file a tax return as well, and what I do with tax returns is I have to do it every single year. And now that's the thing, yeah? With tax returns, it's your money straight away. I can actually see that. So what I do is I understand that when I file for a tax return, or anything when I do my tax returns, now what happens is every single year I have to do that. And I have to go to the accountants, and I have to say, hey, this is how much money I made for my business, and I have to file the tax return. But guess what happens on the day? I make $20,000. Guess what? I mean, I have an extra year. I have 1 year to file my tax return. I mean, do you understand that? So I'm just picking up now that I can make $20,000 on May 28th. I can make $20,000, pure money. And then I keep that money for 1 year. And then I file my tax return, and guess what they do? Then they withdraw 60% of that money at the tax returns. And now it's my, I realize now it's my money. But if I keep making that money without tax returns, and then guess what happens? Eventually, if I need to go for a loan or something with the banks, then they say, did you file your tax returns? Then they ask me eventually, did I file my tax returns? And what I need to do that is to go and just file my tax returns anyway, because that way I make it legal. I make a legal money by making sure that after a year only do I do that. Once I make $1 million, I make it straight up. I make $1 million, and it's my money now. I love it. Then after a year, I make sure that I go file my tax returns every single year to make sure that I'm just giving my tax every single year. And that's it, yeah. All I give is $50 to somebody, or $80 or $100 to file my tax returns. And anyway, it goes through government systems that I've made this much money. And I keep everything legal like this. And anyway, I can see straight away now how much money I can make on this day. And now, no matter what, I just keep going for myself to succeed. I make sure I upload my content online in a way that I'm learning quickly about what I need to do. But I'm understanding now more about business and structure about business. But it's very easy to do business like this. I've realized it's very easy to make events around town. So what I do is I make sure that I have more music and more DJing sessions now before I actually do my music events. And then I make sure to promote myself exactly like this with business cards around Metro Theatre and around any kind of event I want, and around festivals. And now before festivals, I want to have buses going around promoting my festival on this day. And I want to have a Ticketek online. I want them to see my Ticketek online. I want them to come to my Instagram to go and check it out about what I'm doing. And then people can see it, and then I advertise it on everybody's website. I love it. Then from that point, I understand I just do 1 year tax returns. I do 1 year tax. I do 1 year tax returns. Whereas anyway, after the first year, I can borrow some more money from the bank. And now that's something that I understand straight away, that I can just use my own business money over here. And now the best thing is for me to just use my own money in terms of business money to make all the money. In that way, I'm understanding that the banks are never chasing me here. And I'm understanding that no matter what, it's much more of a gift for me to do that for now. But I'm understanding that no matter what, it's much more I can make all the money that I need without the banks. And that's it. Approaching now, I'm understanding that. But what I do also is I file 72 nice and beautiful tax returns. I'm better than I file 72 tax returns in my life overall, and more than that. So I'm understanding that in 72 years, I'm 100 years of age. So I'm understanding I do tax returns over, I do 1 year tax returns over 72 years and more. I'm understanding my numbers here. So I'm understanding that no matter what now, I'm understanding that I just keep going. I make sure anyway that my nice and beautiful money over here is 700, which I get back with my event. I gave $700. I'm making sure anyway that I gave $740 now. So I have to go and do my financing now. I gave $740 over here. I say I get back via my public speaking event, and I make sure to write with both hands, and I make sure to just go and do a better job over here for myself by a little bit now. And what I do now is, since that's the case, I make sure that I can go and do my nice and beautiful financing now. And I need to go and see my finances daily to see how much money I have, to make sure I understand I have 12 days, I have 14 days over here until my event. And I make sure I have 2 weeks now. I have 2 weeks, I realize my FBOSS machine's coming up, and I just make sure to go and get that FBOSS machine. So now, since I'm understanding that nice and beautiful information is processing now for myself, I'm making sure I have more enough of what I need. I have to go and see myself to go and see the SoundCloud over here, and I have to unsubscribe from SoundCloud right now as well. So I'm making sure that no matter what, that I just see my actual date over here. So I have the 14th, I have the 13th of May over here, and I made sure I did invest $40 on the day. And make sure that no matter what, that I did invest another $40. So I make sure you understand straight away I didn't invest $80 just yesterday inside of my business cards. So making sure I just go and write another $40 over here, but just let it be now. But making sure anyway that what's important for myself is to just keep going with both hands and make sure that I'm always delivering that nice and beautiful information to you, where I'm understanding that what I want to do is just a better way for myself to go and grow myself differently. So I'm understanding business cards. I realize as I do that, I make sure that no matter what, I can see straight away how I'm actually feeling about everything. I make sure that I can see straight away how my nice and beautiful life is happening. So what I do now is to make sure that I can just see my nice and beautiful potential over here, to make sure I have everything that I need to do to succeed. So $40 went into Officeworks over here, and on the 12th of May as well. I'm making sure that now, since I have on the 11th of May over here, I have the 11th of May, I have my nice and beautiful, let's say, shopping, which is $12.35. I did give the shopping money. I realized on the 11th of May, I gave $30 toward business cards. I can say over here on business cards, I gave $30. I see business card promotions, I did give $60 on that day. Or as $199, or as everything is nice and beautiful with my financing. But what I do now is I just go and plus everything to see exactly on the plus side of what's happening with my financing over here. So every single day I'm checking my finances, and I'm really like an accountant who's always checking my finances every single day. So I have $342 and more over 16 days. I say 342 divided by 16. I have $21 a day over the next 16 days. So what I do is a little bit. I'll go and give my business cards now, and I make sure I do have money to succeed, and I make sure that no matter what, I can feel myself pulling a victory over here in terms of everything. So what I do now is I go and upload, and I have to go and just organize my files over here in Mega Drive to make sure I'm doing a greater job for myself. But I have to go and clean my laptop as well. I have to make sure everything's nice and neat around my biological dad's house here, to make sure I clean up my workspace over here, to make sure I'm doing greater regardless. So what I want to do now is I want to make sure that I'm just doing enough work for myself to succeed daily. So what I need to do is just relax and go and DJ my music as well very soon. And as I just go and promote these nice and beautiful events over here, in terms of all these mentors list and everything, I can see straight away where it has to go. So I process it and I place it into my nice and beautiful note system over here for 2021, and just place it over here. I make sure that no matter what, I have my beautiful sounding tracks over here, which is the final propeller forward in terms of what I'm doing. So as I really dwell upon something that's actually helping me move forward here, I'm making sure I have more than enough to succeed with daily, to make sure I'm doing more than enough today to help myself to succeed. So understand these ones are just test ones over here, making sure that these nice and beautiful music files I have are test ones. But the thing is about life is making sure that you understand straight away how to organize your files. But as you organize your files, you're making sure that you're giving people more ideas along the way, and you're just filing for everything that you need. So as you go and dwell about your life, you're making sure that you're just going and seeing where other people are making their events, and then just go and make your events over there too. And that way you're just doing greater. So what you need to do now is focus on yourself much more than other people, and just understand that no matter what, you're successful regardless. But if you're that type of individual who promotes other people and you show them as quickly as possible, I promise you they give you a promotion somewhere else, because you're promoting them and they see it, and then they promote you. So what you do every single day is focus upon understanding that you show people that you're on their side by promoting them, and so you show them as well that you're promoting them, and that way you're doing a greater job than other people who are never promoting them. So if I promote Sunset Brothers and I show them, then understand that they respect me more than other people because I'm at least promoting them. I mean, in a sense, so that's how you win over the respect of people, by showing them that you're promoting them. And as you promote them, then you succeed differently, and you make sure that you have more than enough success every single day to go and do what you need to do every single day to love your life. So focus on helping yourself to understand what you need to do daily to make sure that you have more than enough visibility forward to move forward every single day with your life is what you need to do. So if you understand anything about life and about how I do life here, I'm making sure I'm always organizing my content while I'm speaking to you via audio. So I'm making sure I'm always ahead of the game over here to make sure I always have more than enough every single day to succeed. So the whole point for me is to make sure that you're successful. So in terms of you are successful, I'm making sure that you are successful in ways that is helping me grow. So as I grow myself, I grow you as well. And that way I'm always understanding what I need to do to succeed, because that's how I actually help myself to grow, which is I help you grow first, and that way we help each other grow for different ways. And we're making sure that we just copy and paste information quickly, while also looking at the screen bar over here to say that no matter what, that the dates have to connect together for you to understand how to move forward. And then making sure that you're just doing everything like this much faster. And you're making sure that what I do with my Mega Drive is I copy and paste information quickly to make sure that I'm typing quicker into everything. But I understand that no matter what, the other people just have to find me more interesting, because they have to find themselves more interesting. And I understand straight away that what I do is I move on and I move forward, because that way they get to see I'm a popular star around town regardless of what they want. So I'm focusing on making sure they understand straight away how other people they get what they deserve. So I'm making sure that no matter what, that as I go and grow myself, I realize I have a better life than them in regards to what I'm doing. So what I do daily is I focus on making sure I have more than enough success daily to go and live my life differently. But as I live my life differently, I'm making sure I go and organize my nice and beautiful events forward to make sure I have more than enough success daily to go and test everything out. But that's how I actually live life, guys. I live life differently than everybody else, and that way I understand straight away what to do daily to succeed, which is making sure I'm just learning. I'm learning the nice and beautiful way of life over here, which is my way of life, and my way of life is different than anybody else's life. So what I do is I make sure I just keep copies anyway in my nice and beautiful files over here, because that way I learn very quickly upon what I need to do to succeed. And I download any kind of files over here that I can to make sure I have all the nice and beautiful success. So I'm just downloading my nice and beautiful content over here while I need to go and upload my other content. So my other content over here has to upload, and I have to unpause it, and that's why I'm understanding that 16-bit file has to upload. So what I do now is I just let it be now, by making sure anyway that what I want to do is focus on helping myself to deliver content that's actually helping me move forward. But if you get angry about anything, make sure that no matter what, you're just studying upon why you're actually deleting content from your vocabulary here, by making sure that no matter what, that I can always see more and more and more, by making sure that's the thing about life, where if you get angry about life, then make sure that you have a reason upon what you're doing. But I'm focusing on understanding straight away upon how to actually live my life. But the thing is that if you want anything to succeed with, then you can always find what you want. But the thing is, just go and stick to the images and watch the images of your life, and that way you're learning what you need to do. So what I do now is I go and succeed differently to make sure I have more enough success every single day to study upon how beautiful I can be every single day, to focus upon understanding that I have more enough success. But I'm understanding every single day how I get a promotion around town now, because I'm more successful than other people. And because I'm more successful than other people, I mean, other people can say, hey, I mean, the guy's actually doing a nice and beautiful job out here. I mean, he's doing something amazing. I realize he's never trying to hurt the crowd. I love I. Since I'm actually doing a greater job than other people, I realize I get more respect. I get the respect I deserve every single day to go and do what I need to do to succeed. So what I do is I get a bottle of water, make sure that I throw all of the nice and beautiful water in terms of anything that is already finito, in terms of anything that's done already in terms of life. So I just did throw away my actual sparkling water because there's no water in there. So what I do is I clean up the area over here. I make sure I can get my nice and beautiful chargers right now. I get all my chargers. I can go and do a greater way of life to go somewhere really quickly, because that way I'm ahead of the crowd. I'm ahead of what I need to do. And that way I'm doing something much better. So what I'm doing now is I'm just placing everything into my nice and beautiful schedule over here to do better so I can understand more.